Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. On today's show, Michael Saylor posts BTC chart after 1 week of a break. Bitcoin taker buy-sell ratio spikes on major exchanges. Is it time to buy? And our feature story of today, Bitcoin and crypto witnesses mid-cycle top reminiscent of the 2021 pullback, according to investor Chris Burniske. All this and so much more on today's show. Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, February 9th, 2025. We've got the Chiefs and the Eagles playing in just a few minutes. And shout out and let me know whose side you're on. I presume most of the world is on the Eagles side, and they're tired of seeing Taylor Swift and the Chiefs win every year. They're going for their three-peat. Should be interesting. Hopefully it's a tight game and not a blowout. But I'm definitely going to be watching in a few minutes. On today's show, we're going to talk about Michael Saylor. We're going to talk about seeing if it's a good time to buy, because buying is definitely spiking on major exchanges. And first, we're going to go through our market watch and Bitcoin technical analysis. And let's see where that brings us for today. We have Bitcoin going a bit sideways right now for about the third or fourth day straight. Currently at 96,325. Ethereum at 2637. Again, sideways. Solana going sideways at $198 even. XRP down 1.5% at $2.38. Sui down 1% at 298. Doge down 1.5% at 24 cents right now. Let's move into the crypto bubbles to get a better visual perspective. We have about a 50-50 split today. We've got Tau up 4.5%, CRV up 3%, PLSX up another 4.5%, Fed up 3.5%. On the downside, we've got the good old Trump coin down 8%, XLM down 5%, Virtual down 9.5%, Ray down 5.5%. If we zoom out to the weekly, we have about a 80 down, 20 up mix. The only things up for the week are PLSX up 34%, Ultima up 37%, Hex up 32%, and PLS up 15%, as well as OM. On the negative side, we have quite a bit. We've got the Trump coin down 25%, Cows down 25%, Pepe down 12%, Virtual 21%, Theta 17%. And the bleeding continues. If we zoom out for the monthly, we have a couple winners on the month. That would be the XCN coin at 830% up, Ultima up 132%. But most things, including Virtual down 64%, Sui down 42%, Pepe down 47%. Most things in the red for the month. In our crypto market, sorry, I'm just rearranging my screens here. Our market cap by cryptocurrency, we have Bitcoin currently sitting at $1.9 trillion, Ethereum at 315 million, XRP 137 million. None of these have really moved since yesterday. Solana at 97,000, Doge at 36,000, Cardano number 9 at 23 billion, and Tron at 20 billion. These are all in the billions. I know I said 1,000, but my mind's on the game, folks. Moving into the crypto Bitcoin dominance, the total market cap currently is 3.08 trillion. We have Bitcoin up again at 61.67% of the total crypto market dominance. Ethereum at 10.25%. XRP at 4.5%, up a little bit, and Solana sitting steady at 3.13%. Our crypto fear and greed index shows us currently a 46 in neutral. Yesterday was a 44 in neutral, and last week also a 60 in neutral. And all this sideways movement makes me think we are probably going to see a big, sudden, violent move coming up, and hopefully it's on the upswing. My prediction is it's on the upswing, but you've got to do your own research. But with all the nation-state adoption, with all the U.S. states starting to put in bills to create a Bitcoin reserve per state, something's got to give at some point soon. Currently, there are 1,100 days remaining until the next halving in 2028, and there's 166,909 blocks left until that next halving. And until the year 2140, when the final block is mined, we have 1,177,841 blocks left to mine. The total assets by company and commodity worldwide, I've seen no change here. We have a gold 19 trillion, Apple 3.4 trillion, Nvidia 3.1, Microsoft 3 trillion even, Amazon 2.4 trillion, Google 2.2 trillion, Bitcoin 1.9 trillion, silver 1.8 trillion, Meta, Facebook 1.8 trillion, only 10 billion behind silver. Saudi Aramco 1.78 trillion, and Tesla to round up the top 11 at 1.1 trillion. And you can currently get 1,026 satoshis for one fiat US dollar. And we have our U.S. National Debt Watch we do every day. Currently, the U.S. national debt is 36 trillion 459 billion 330 million. That would be 107,154 owing per U.S. citizen, and 323,046 owing per U.S. taxpayer. I'd love to see them announce in the stadium, by the way, everybody, you owe $323,000 to pay your share of the U.S. national debt. See how well that goes over. Nobody has any idea this is happening, guys. Make no mistake, if they did, there'd be an uproar. There'd be riots in the streets. At least backlash, calls and letters to your local municipalities and so on. But no one has any idea. The common sheep, we'll call him, just follows along, works hard every day, and pay their taxes, and of course they take your taxes and they put it toward unjust causes in many situations, which is tragic, really. The opposite of tragic is what Michael Saylor has been doing for the past little while, and last week he took a bit of a hiatus from buying Bitcoin. That was the first time he didn't buy Bitcoin on a Monday for a long time, months. But now here we have Strategies. Michael Saylor posts BTC chart after 1 week of a break. Strategy co-founder Michael Saylor posted a Bitcoin chart, typically posted by the tech executive on Sundays, hinting at another Bitcoin acquisition the following day after 1 week break in buying. Death to the blue lines, long live the green dots, the tech executive wrote to his 4.1 million followers on X. According to the Saylor tracker, Strategy currently holds 471,107 Bitcoin, valued at approximately $45 billion, following its most recent purchase of 10,107 Bitcoins on January 27. The company continues focusing on acquiring Bitcoin for its corporate treasury strategy amid a recent rebrand and sideways price action on the shares of its stock. Michael Strategy rebrands. We know about that. The company also conducted an all earnings call on the same day of the rebrand, announcing their quarter for 2024 results, in which point they lost $640 million for the quarter. We knew about that too. We covered this earlier last week. So Michael Saylor continues to borrow money, buy Bitcoin, borrow money, buy Bitcoin. And there are definitely spikes on the exchanges. So, when the whales are buying, like Michael Saylor, we get these spikes. And it's more than just strategy that's buying the Bitcoin, which leads us into our next story of the day. Bitcoin taker buy-sell ratio spikes on major exchanges. Is it time to buy? The question is posed. The price of Bitcoin has not shown any serious momentum as so far in 2025, besides briefly surpassing the 108,000 level early in mid-January. On the contrary, the flagship cryptocurrency has suffered some significant corrections over the past few weeks. The most recent pullback saw the BTC price heavily slump toward 92,000 after U.S. President Donald Trump introduced a new tariff on Canada, Mexico, and China earlier this week. While the Bitcoin price quickly recovered about 100 grand, it has since struggled to sustain any bullish momentum, currently trading at 96,500. HTX and BitMEX users load their Bitcoin bags. What do we know? Prominent crypto analyst Ali Martinez took to the X platform to share that certain centralized exchanges have witnessed increased buying activity. This on-chain observation is based on changes in the taker-buy-sell ratio, which measures the taker-buy and taker-sell volumes for a particular asset. For clarity, the taker-buy volume is higher than the taker-sell volume when the value of the buy-sell ratio is greater than 1. Typically, this scenario is considered bullish, as it suggested the willingness of an investor to pay a higher price for a specific cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Contrastingly, as less than 1 value for the taker-buy taker-sell ratio indicates that more sellers are willing to part with their asset at a lower price. This phenomenon implies that the sellers are overtaking the buyers, signaling a bearish investor sentiment in a particular crypto market. So that explains it. And according to Martinez's post on X, the Bitcoin taker buy sell ratio on the HTX and BitMEX exchanges experienced a notable upswing on Saturday, February 8th. CryptoQuant data shows that the metric rose around 5.7 on the BitMEX platform in late hours. So 5.7 more people are buying than selling. Similarly, the Bitcoin buy-sell ratio climbed as high as 16 on the HTX exchange on Saturday before later crashing down toward 0.4. Nonetheless, this piece of an on-chain data indicates a spike in buying activity on the centralized trading platforms. Fresh buying activity on crypto exchanges could be bullish for the Bitcoin price, which has lacked the bite needed to sustain any upward movement. As of this writing, the premier cryptocurrency is valued at 96,500, reflecting no significant price change in the last 24 hours. Is it time to buy Bitcoin? I know I've been buying the dip a little bit. I'm, trading for sure 10-15% of my income, certainly in this downturn, to buy Bitcoin. In a separate post, and I'm doing it not all at once, every week I'm buying a little bit. In a separate post on X, Martinez suggested that it might be time for investors to dabble back into the Bitcoin market. The rationale behind this suggestion is based on how the crypto crowd is feeling at the moment. Recent on-chain data shows that the crowd sentiment toward Bitcoin is negative right now. However, prices have been known to move in the crowd's opposite direction several times in the past. So I expect, and this is not financial advice. Definitely, we are always talking about financial literacy here, guys, and you want to start doing your own research, start to understand the ups and downs of these markets, the ups and downs of the Bitcoin markets. You see the graph here, and this to me indicates a buy the dip opportunity. I feel like if we go into our historical trading view look, we're going to see that this type of situation has happened in the past. And if we go to right here, we have February in 2021, and we see that definitely things spike up until about mid-April. Then there was a dip down into July, and then finally the market cycle peak in October. And I wouldn't expect this to be any different if we kind of look at this chart and check out the difference here. I feel like we're right in about here, and the charts do line up pretty well. So for me, I'm anticipating a jump from, here we are, February, where the price was 30,000, and then it ended up at 60,000. So my personal projection here is we're at 95, and we very likely could end up at this 180 range coming up soon. I fully expect the cycle peak not to be over. I do expect things to be a little more traditional in terms of the cycle highs and lows. And I do have another article that gives a little more information about the cycles and the cycle top. Bitcoin and crypto witnessing a mid-cycle top reminiscent of a 2021 pullback, according to the investor Chris Burniske. So Burniske says veteran crypto investor believes that Bitcoin and crypto are in the midst of a mid-cycle correction similar to what was witnessed nearly 4 years ago. Burniske tells his 319,000 followers on social media X that Bitcoin appears to be in the same phase as the April 2021 correction, when BTC printed a mid-cycle top before surging to fresh record highs toward the end of the year. See, now I kind of don't agree fully with that. I think it's too early. This is not the mid-cycle correction. If it was the mid-cycle correction, I feel like the price would have gone quite a bit higher. Now, when looking at the charts as we did, they do seem relatively similar right about here. But if you zoom in, they don't look that similar. See, once we zoom in a bit, this is a much wider time range. This is a much closer time range in terms of the time between the halving date and the actual mid-cycle top. I don't think this is a sign of cycle top, but rather a mid-bull pullback that makes everyone question God. Feels a lot more like April, May, June of 2021 to me, where things fell 50 to 80% depending on the coin BTC pictured. And many said it was over, top callers gloated, and then we ripped in 2 hours in 2021. So yeah, this is a little more violent up and down swing than our current sideways action. I feel like our sideways action is more along the lines of here. That's my personal thought. Burniske, a partner at venture capital firm Placeholder, says the current crypto correction will likely be forgotten as he expects the market to eventually witness a fresh leg up. The funny thing with the obliteration of mid-2021 is a lot of people don't remember it. They'll be like, 2021 was amazing. We pumped the whole year. A full year, even a bull, is never without significant volatility. If we were, it would be too easy. The investor also says that from a long-term perspective, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are all doing well. BTC is fine, ETH is fine, Solana is fine. Some quality names are no doubt wrecked, but in wreckage, there is opportunity. At the time of writing, Bitcoin's trading at 96,500, Ethereum 2644, and Solana $201. So there we have it, folks. Some people are already calling it the mid-top of the cycle. I feel like we're a little early for that myself. I expect that the mid-top is going to be April. We're going to follow closely the previous 2021 halving. That's my personal view. Not financial advice, I suppose. But what I can give as financial advice for sure is add some financial literacy to you, and that is do not make the banks rich, folks. We've been doing it for too many years. Take your money and use your money. If you don't have money, don't spend money. If you've got debts, use your money, use your working capital to pay these debts down. Don't hold credit card at 20% debt. Don't hold anything. I know the experts say, oh, you should own a credit card. You should own that. Well, fine. Own it, but don't use it. Put $10 a month on it so there's activity on some, your Netflix or something. And that's about it. Pay it off every month. If you pay off your credit card to zero every month, your credit actually goes up. If you hold a balance on your credit card, your credit rating actually goes down. So the best scenario is, number one, you pay it off because then you won't be charged interest from your bank, as if the banks don't have enough money, right? They give you charges of transactions. They charge you a monthly fee. Not only that, but you'd think it'd be enough that you put your money in the bank, they take your money and reinvest it somewhere. You would think that would be enough, but no. On top of that, they charge you fees. So, folks, don't allow this to continue happening. Certainly not with the credit cards. Pay that stuff off. Pay any loans off. And then instead of saying, hooray, I finished paying my credit card, I have $300 a month extra now. No, that money, since you've been able to live without this money all this time, take that money now and invest that money every month. And then before you know it, you will see yourself in the positive. It'll happen quickly, and if you just continue it over time, it will surprise you as to how much money you can save. Now, what's not abundant in the world, guys, is time. So spend your time wisely. Spend less money than you earn, and if you start making more money, sure, treat yourself a little bit, but don't start spending more money. Start saving more money, and start saving when you're young. If you start saving when you're when you start saving when you're 15 or 20, you can retire when you are 40. If you start saving when you're 40, maybe you can retire when you're 70. If you've got a great idea, do start that great idea today. Things will slowly come together for you. Even if you're not ready, start today. And I'm sure even if it doesn't work out, you'll have the satisfaction that you tried. And sometimes trying and failing, actually, let me change that. 100% of the time, trying and failing is more satisfactory, more self-satisfaction you get from that than not trying at all. Hopefully you found this stream enjoyable, folks. I do get some good comments on occasion. Please feel free to drop me a line. Keep those comments coming. And please like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you on the next stream, folks. Have fun at the Super Bowl and enjoy your time. Stay safe.